Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Tea from the Galaxy, a thirst-quenching podcast for the girls, gays, theys, and astrology baes, where we talk about anything and everything through an astrological lens. So today I have the July 2026 astrological horoscope. This is a jam-packed month. Holy shit, there's a lot that we need to unpack this month. The theme of July 2026 is giving kind of summertime sadness. It's giving emotional but lover girl, but confusing, but intuitive, but creative, and sexy, you know? So there's a lot of emotions that's happening. There's a Mercury retrograde happening in Cancer season. Jupiter just entered Leo. A lot of shifts, a lot of changes. The North Node, which is a point that rules our destinies, switches signs too. A lot of shifts, all right? I was like looking at this and thinking about what we're going to talk about, and I'm like, holy shit, this is a lot to talk about. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. So how I like to do horoscopes, I like to kind of give a breakdown of where all the planets are at the beginning of the month, so we can get a little like understanding of how this month is starting off. So basically we're walking into this month, and the sun is in Cancer at 9 degrees. The moon's in Capricorn. Is coming out of a full moon, so the beginning of the July, emotional already, all right? Mercury retrograde, full moon energy coming off of Jupiter just entered Leo. A lot of shifts, a lot of changes, a lot of heightened emotions, okay? Mercury's in Cancer at 26 degrees retrograde. Venus is in Leo at 20 degrees. Mars is in Gemini at 1 degrees. Jupiter in Leo at 0. Saturn in Aries at 14 degrees. Uranus in Gemini at 3 degrees. Neptune in Aries at 4 degrees, and Pluto in Aquarius at 4 degrees retrograde. So that is the vibe, okay? Ready, off rip, emotional first week of the month, coming out of that full moon and with a Mercury retrograde in Cancer happening during Cancer season. Ugh, a lot of miscommunications, a lot of stuff from the past coming up. And that's like, am I really making the best moves for my future? People are going to be coming in from your past, and it's going to test you. If there's any Mercury retrograde where there's a lot of people that comes from the past, it is a Cancer Mercury retrograde, because Cancer rules things of nostalgia. So we're feeling very nostalgic during a Cancer Mercury retrograde and Cancer season. And what happens when people are feeling nostalgic? They feel like they want to reach out to you. Hi, how are you doing? You're on my mind. How you been? You know, they want to reconnect. A lot of the times when this happens during a Mercury retrograde, it's because the universe is testing you. It's giving you a little test. It's like, how far have you grown? Because we're coming out of that full moon in Capricorn, and full moons and Capricorns are really like releasing everything that's not in alignment with our future professional ambitious goals. Those are all things that Capricorn rules. Capricorn is all about long-lasting success and power and professionalism and our work ethic, our work life. We've really been reflecting on, what do I have to let go that's not in alignment with my professional goals, and what's holding me back from being in alignment from pursuing these professional goals. And a lot of those things that are going to be coming up right now, or being brought to the surface, are like people from our past traumas, family trauma too, childhood trauma, 100%, things surrounding your living situation. Where are you living? What brings you comfort? And things like that. This is the Cancer Capricorn axis. It's home life versus work life. So also on July 1st, Jupiter in Leo squares Chiron in Taurus at 0 degrees. So this is the first time that we're seeing this in many years, okay? Jupiter just entered Leo. Chiron just entered Taurus as well. Chiron has been in Aries since 2018 or 2019, and it's now dipping its toes into Taurus. It's only here for the summertime for a little bit, and then it retrogrades back into Aries, and then it goes back into Taurus next year. But because Chiron is dipping its toes into Taurus now, we are getting a little bit sneak peek of what this is going to bring, especially because Jupiter is squaring Chiron. Jupiter expands. Jupiter is a lucky planet. So anytime Jupiter is, communicating with another asteroid or planet, it does soften the blow of the harsh square, but Jupiter expands. That square is harsh. Chiron is an asteroid that rules our deepest, subconscious wounds. So I feel like at 0 degrees, which is a very potent degree in astrology. I just feel like for what usually is a dipping of the toes, you know, we're just getting a little sneak peek. With Jupiter there, it's kind of like, nah, I'm going to show you what this transit is about to be about, all right? I'm going to show you right now because I'm going to expand these emotions. I'm going to expand these traumas. I'm going to really bring these up to the surface for you. So Chiron moving into Taurus, definitely know or see or understand where Taurus is in your birth chart to kind of understand where there's going to be a lot of subconscious wounds and traumas being brought up to the surface for you this summer and then next year for the next 7 years. Okay. We're just going to focus on this summer for right now, but definitely get to know the Taurus area of your birth chart because there's going to be a lot of wounds being brought up that were buried for a long time. But with that can bring a lot of healing as well. So there could be a lot of healing with that as well. But you have to face these subconscious wounds. So it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel like you're facing a shadow self. It's going to feel like almost like for a lot of people, like your life was a lie. Something was a lie. Something was a delusion. Just because it's subconscious wounds. It's wounds that have been buried beneath the surface that we haven't been facing. When you face them, it's kind of like, oh my God, like what is real? Like I thought I was chilling. I'm not. Or you're having to face certain things because you're wanting to heal these things. I like working with Chiron because there's such a bigger picture with working with Chiron. Not only is it facing your subconscious wounds, but it brings healing for yourself and everyone else around you when you heal these wounds. Not only do you heal yourself when you face and heal these wounds, but you become an inspiration to people around you that also helps them, make them want to heal similar wounds. This is another aspect that I think is going to expand and bring a lot of emotions the first week of the month. So beware of that. 4th of July, Mars in Gemini is conjunct Uranus at 3 degrees. And we'll also be making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius. That right there, I already know. That makes sense for United States. You know, there's a lot of fireworks happening. Mars is explosive. Uranus is also explosive. When they're touching, they're coming together. Oh, fuck yeah. There's going to be a lot of explosions, aka fireworks. Definitely be aware. I think there's going to be a lot of like accidental fires, a lot of explosions, a lot of accidental things happening. Uranus is a planet that brings unexpected events. It's a mixed bag. You never know what you're going to get. When Mars is an aggressive planet, it's a planet of, you know, motivation and sex drive, but it's also the planet of fights and wars and aggression and explosions and fire, you know? So when that planet is touching the planets of unexpected events and technology, to me, it seems like there's going to be a lot of explosions happening with the trine to Pluto and Aquarius, and the United States is going through its Pluto return. I think this is just, you know, why astrology is so real to me. Like, this just looks like there's going to be a lot of fireworks happening on this country's birthday. So I definitely feel like that is going to be a thing. That trine to Pluto and Aquarius kind of brings like, this is going to be a collective feel throughout the country. So definitely be aware. I think it's going to be a lively day. It's actually falling on a weekend, so that makes sense too. I think it's going to be even more poppin' than usual than what 4th of July usually is. I think it's going to be crazy and insane. Definitely be careful. Don't drink and drive because Mars and Gemini rules things with transportation as well. Be careful with how you're driving. Be careful with, you know, just being on the road. Definitely just be cautious. On the 6th, the sun in Cancer forms a square to Saturn in Aries at 14 degrees. So this definitely brings a serious kind of vibe. Saturn is a serious planet. Saturn is a planet of responsibility, obstacles, frustration, karma. The square is a harsh aspect to the sun. The sun represents us, our egos, our identities. So this just kind of brings a collective, you know, kind of serious feeling. Like we're either feeling just a little bit more like a gray cloud overhead, maybe a little bit more down in the dumps, maybe just serious topics are being brought up, serious things are needing to be talked about, going through serious things, going through things that mature us as well. The square brings the growing pains type of movement though. So especially if you have any of the cardinal placements, Cancer, Aries, Libra, or Capricorn in the middle degrees, like especially like 10 to 18 degrees. I think you guys are going to be feeling this the most and feeling most affected by this. But collective feeling a little bit more serious, going through serious things. On the 7th, Neptune stations retrograde in Aries at 4 degrees and will be retrograde until December 12th, 2026. So when an outer planet goes retrograde, it's not affecting us as deeply as when an inner planet goes retrograde, like Mercury, Venus, Mars, because like, look at it. This planet is going to be retrograde for like 5 months. That's almost half the year. You know, this planet, these outer planets goes retrogrades for such long amount of times that we're used to this energy. We experience this energy on a yearly basis. But with a Neptune retrograde, I will say these are things to look out for. So you're going to feel like your intuition is strengthening, right? The veil is lifted. When Neptune is moving direct, Neptune is a little bit of a delusional planet. It rules things of illusions, creativity, delusions. It's the la la land. It's the rose-colored glasses. So when it's stationed retrograde, kind of think of it, it's working backwards. So therefore, the veil is kind of lifted a little bit. Our intuition feels heightened, feels stronger, which can make us feel a little bit more sensitive and emotional, especially during this month of July, because it's Cancer season with the Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Definitely heightened emotions for sure. But we're seeing things a little bit more clearer now. We're able to listen to those gut feelings, like those gut feelings are translating a little bit more in our heads. It's also a good time to tap into old creative projects. Like what I said, Neptune is a very creative planet. So when it stations retrogrades, it makes us think of like, like I wonder, like, you know, I stopped doing that project last year, but it made me really happy. Let me tap back into it. Let me see like what I can really make from this and bring from this. Like it brings that emotional creative energy, and this month is very nostalgic too, so I feel like nostalgia is going to help that as well. Just kind of reflecting on like past creative things that made you happy, past relationship things that made you happy too. You're going to be thinking about that a lot, but definitely make sure you're tapping into your intuition at this time and using that. A good way to help you tap into your intuition more, because our intuition is heightened, is by practicing grounding techniques. Like Neptune is still a delusional planet at the end of the day. Ground yourself, all right? Or you're going to get lost in the sauce here. So there's going to be a lot of like messages coming towards a lot of people, a lot of intuitive messages. My best piece of advice is, if you're trying to learn how to decipher these messages, definitely get into some grounding techniques. This is a really nice time to indulge in that, whether it's like walking barefoot in nature, going to the beach, doing yoga, meditation, like whatever grounds you. Really tap into that right now. I feel like with the Neptune retrograde over the next 5 months, it's going to help, you know, tap into your intuition. And especially this month, like this is a very intuitive month, so get on it, like get on the move, you know what I mean? On the 9th, Venus enters Virgo and will be here until August 6th. Venus is the planet of love, relationships, beauty, and finances. When it enters Virgo, it doesn't really feel that good in Virgo. Venus doesn't really like being in Virgo because Venus is very romantic. It's very indulgent. It's like Aphrodite, like coming out of the shell. You know, it's draped in pearls and drinking wine. And Venus in Virgo is like, okay, like, did we pay the bills yet? Did you make the to-do list yet? Like, I can't get freaky until the house is clean. I can't feel like I want to have fun until my job is done. And like, you know what I mean? So Venus doesn't really like being in Virgo because it's a little bit too realistic, and Venus wants to be a little delusional. Venus wants to love. And Virgo is like, I need to get my shit done first, and then I'll give you a call. So, but the perk of Venus being in Virgo is it does help ground our relationships. I do like this energy during this delusional month, okay? It will help ground us a little bit in our relationships. It's going to help us think like, is this realistic? Is this person a type of partner I can build with, whether it's romantic or platonic or business? Do I really see this going long term? Is this someone who I work well with? Is this like a good life partner for me? So these are things that are going to be coming up while Venus is in Virgo as well. Virgo is also all about like health and fitness and taking care of yourself and physical health. This could be a really nice time where we are feeling indulgent in that realm. So I can definitely see a lot of people like spending a lot of money on things like workout clothes, on Pilates, on food, healthy food, and things like that. Like these are the things that a lot of people are going to be spending a lot of money on. But it's also a nice time to get curious about those things, to start taking better care of yourself physically. Venus is a very compassionate planet as well. It loves like loving on something. So when it's in Virgo, it's like, I want to love on myself. Like I want to love like taking care of myself physically. So it's a really nice time to get into a good health and fitness routine as well while Venus is in Virgo over the next month. As soon as it enters Virgo though, it will be making a trine to Chiron and Taurus at 0 degrees, which is a harmonious aspect. I feel like it's very supporting of any type of subconscious trauma and stuff like that could be coming up to the surface. I feel like maybe someone in your life could help heal you. This is a nice aspect where there's someone entering or someone by your side right now who's helping you, kind of holding your hand through these subconscious traumas that are coming up. Or you could be that person for someone else as well. Or you're healing each other. You know, I really do like that energy. It's very contradicting though. It's very confusing though, because also Venus will be making an opposition to the North Node in Pisces at 0 degrees. This feels karmic to me. This feels very much past life. It feels like someone is entering your life or someone in your life right now you have spent multiple lifetimes with. You guys have met previously and past lives. And in this lifetime right now is bringing healing and in some type of way. Whether it's because you guys are meant to be together or you guys are meant to meet during this time right now. So you guys can make an extreme change and go in a complete opposite direction. That's the opposition to the North Node in Pisces. Because the North Node rules our life's purpose, our higher self, our destiny. So Venus being opposite that and conjunct the South Node is just kind of like there's a lot of past life things coming up right now, and it's pulling us in that direction away from our higher purpose. But there's a reason for that. With that trine to Chiron and Taurus, it's like there's some type of healing that needs to be happening, some type of past life healing, some type of, older type subconscious wound type of healing. That's something that's holding you back from being able to really live up to your life's purpose. And I really think it is some relational thing. For some people, it could be some type of financial thing as well, because, Venus does rule that as well. But I feel like there's some type of karmic relationship, past life karmic relationship thing that's really happening right now. And it's meant to happen right now because it's meant to heal you. Whether you feel the healing in the moment or it eventually slingshots you in a different direction and heals you that way. Something is happening here with a past life person, and it's going to change your life direction. So this is especially with Mercury retrograde and Cancer happening right now too. Like, I definitely see past people coming into your life. I definitely see past people coming into your life that you shared past lifetimes with as well. This could just be freaking just past life people in general. But if this is someone from your past coming up and revisiting you again this month, especially around beginning to mid of this month, I really need you to see what this lesson is. Like, I really need you to read in between the lines and be like, what is this showing me right now? Like, is it showing that I know my worth now? Is it showing that I value myself better now? Is it showing that I don't want to settle in my life? Is it showing that I've grown so much? Is it showing that I can't live here anymore? I need to live somewhere else? Is it showing that I deserve more? Is it showing that I need a better job? I need to take care of myself better? What is this person mirroring back to me? If it's someone from your past that's coming back and revisiting, I really want you to really think, is this meant to be? Or is this teaching me something? Is this bringing a mirror to my face? Because that's what Mercury retrogrades and Cancers do. It brings people into your life because it's mirroring something to you. Whether it's something that you need to heal or it's something that you need to see that you haven't seen within yourself of how much you've grown and needing to go in a completely different direction because I can't keep living like this anymore. That's a big Cancer season thing as well. Like, Cancer is very big on nostalgia, but a perk about that is we're so good at, I'm a Cancer, so that's why I'm saying we're so good at reflecting on the past to figure out how we want to do better in the future. where a lot of people, that's hard for them. It's hard for them to think about the past. It's hard for them to even remember about the past. This is a superpower for Cancers. And it's something that a lot of people feel, the collective feel during Cancer season as well. We're thinking a lot about the past because it's meant to help us not repeat in the future. On the 12th, there is a Sun-Mercury cazimi, but the Mercury is in retrograde at Cancer, in Cancer at 20 degrees. So a Sun-Mercury cazimi is like an aha moment, it's a light bulb moment, it's like light bulb going up off in your brain and you're like, wait a minute, everything makes sense now. Or wait a minute, this is what I need to do. Or it's like an evil genius. It's like that genius, like, oh my God, I just thought of this life-changing invention. You know what I mean? It's a conversation that sparks something within you, that ignites something in you, that motivates you, that pushes you. It is a message of a sort. It's a letter in the mail. It's whether it's literally from another person or your spirit guides or like a message that you had, like talking to yourself, watching a movie, watching a TV show, something like that light bulb moment. That's what a Sun-Mercury cazimi is. And I will say when it's retrograde though, it is going to be reflective of the past. Like this aha moment is going to be something about the past. Keep note about that. Could be family things. I see for a lot of people, it's definitely going to be family things. It's definitely going to be childhood trauma, family trauma, living situation shit, you know. So this aha moment is meant to happen. So like what I said, we can move forward and live our future lives, not repeating past patterns or repeating past things that we saw in our childhood or within our family. That's going to be a big thing too. A lot of people are going to be reflecting on how they grew up and they're going to be like, I don't want this for my own family. Cancer season, we're feeling very protective of our bubble, of our shell, of our people, of our circle. So there's a lot of thinking about that too. A lot of thinking about our family, our future family, and a lot of being like, I don't want this for my future self. I don't want this for my future kids. I don't want this for my future home. And I think a lot of people mid-month is going to have that aha moment with that. And what exactly don't they want to repeat? The next day on the 13th, Venus in Virgo squares Uranus in Gemini at 4 degrees. So a Venus square Uranus aspect is a harsh, unexpected event of a sort. This definitely gives breakup. It definitely gives unexpected heartbreak, unexpected meetings, unexpected things in relationships, cheating, going out one night and messing something up. You know what I mean? It also brings being impulsive with your money as well. So definitely be careful with that. But Uranus is a bag of tricks. They say it's not good or bad. It's just unexpected. So it could bring something good into your life unexpected as well. Maybe you're feeling good, so you are impulsively spending money, but definitely be careful because the square there is showing like there's pressure. Then that's what's causing movement, but don't let this pressure break you, right? Like don't ride this pressure. Learn from the pressure. Be like, what is this pressure showing me? What is this pressure trying to make me move about? But don't let it break you, because Uranus has a funny way of moving things in our life. Uranus in general brings movement, but especially Uranus and Gemini over the next, 7 years, it's going to bring, it wants us to move a lot. It wants us, and I'm not even just talking physically move. It could bring that as well, but it wants us to have constant movement. It does not want us to stay stuck. Gemini is mutable air. It wants us to constantly be learning, constantly be evolving, constantly be opening our minds. Doesn't want us to keep doing the things how we've been doing them in the past. It wants us to really think futuristically, to think outside of the box, and to network, to meet people. Doesn't want us to sit and sulk. So if there is any bad, unexpected relationship things happening around mid-month, the day before, it could bring that aha moment. I definitely see this happening for a lot of people. A lot of people being like, you know what? I don't want to marry this person. This is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Next day, bye, boom, breakup, unexpected. I definitely see that happening mid-month. On the 14th is the new moon in Cancer at 21 degrees. So although the moon feels very comfortable in Cancer, it thrives there. It feels like it's in its natural habitat. It doesn't take away from the emotional side and the sensitive side that new moons in Cancer does bring. So I definitely feel like this is going to be an emotional new moon. I think it's breakup season this month, or the first half of this month. I definitely feel that happening. And this new moon is going to heighten those emotions, that sensitivity, being in our feels. Listen, get the sad girl playlist out, get the sad boy playlist out. New moons is also a very intuitive time. It's a very introspective time as well. Unlike the full moon where we're like balls to the wall, we want to go out and go crazy and have fun. New moons is more like I want to like have a chilled movie day. Especially in Cancer, I want to be in my house. I want to eat a home cooked meal. I want to eat my favorite meal that I had that reminds me of when I was 6 years old. I want to eat grandma's cookies. I want to drink a glass of milk. I want to watch a childhood movie. I want to be under the covers. I want to cuddle. And I want to cry. All right. That's what I want to do. That's what this new moon in Cancer is giving. It's squaring Saturn, which is bringing harshness, serious topics to this new moon as well, not helping the emotional side of it. Could be bringing serious things. A gray cloud over our heads is making us sad girl, sad boy. And it's also conjunct Mercury retrograde. So there's going to be a lot of like things that are being miscommunicated, or things that we don't have clarity on right now because of this Mercury retrograde. Like, think of a Mercury retrograde as like there's a veil in front of our eyes and our ears. We're just not hearing things correctly. We're not understanding things thoroughly. We are not seeing the bigger picture. Messages are delayed. Things are just not being interpreted right. And it's Cancer season. Mercury's in Cancer. We're feeling very taking things more personal than usual. So that's going to be another added factor as well. There's a lot that we're not going to be understanding under this new moon. So it's going to feel like even more emotional as well. But once Mercury stations directs, you are going to get some answers. So definitely, keep that in mind as well. This isn't the end of the world, but it does feel like it's going to be a little sad girl, a little sad boy, a little serious. But I mean, at the end of the day, new moons are a time of planting seeds of what you want to grow and blossom over the 6 months until the full moon in Cancer in 6 months. I will say this isn't really my favorite new moon to manifest under because it is touching a Mercury retrograde. It's just kind of like, be careful what you wish for. Like, I just feel like a lot of people will be wishing and manifesting for things because they're maneuvering off of heightened emotions. They're not seeing the bigger picture. So it's like you're trying to manifest something because you're in this heightened state and you're like, fuck this, fuck that. This is what I want from life. And then you might get it 6 months later and you're like, shit, wait, that's not what I wanted. That's just what I was feeling in the moment. And this is why I feel like it's not the best new moon to manifest under. I think it's a better new moon to really sit and reflect, to turn introspective, to really be like, what do I want for my future family, for my future home? What brings me comforts in life? Like, what types of people do I need to surround myself with to help me? Who's my family? Who feels like family? Who do I need to reconnect with? Who feel like that too? A lot of reevaluating family relationships and people that feel like family as well is a big thing this month. On the 18th, Uranus and Gemini trines Pluto and Aquarius at 4 degrees. This is huge. 2 outer planets making a harmonious aspect together. Pluto is a generational planet. It rules generations of people, societies of people. It is the collective. It is power, but Pluto in Aquarius is the power of the collective, power to the people. So with the harmonious aspect to Uranus and Gemini, it's kind of like, I think there's going to be a start of some type of new technology, new type of ways of transportation, new languages, connections with different types of people. Like, I'm getting like talking to aliens type shit, like talking to other extraterrestrial beings, some type of new invention that's really going to change the game of the collective of people. Maybe some type of neural link type of thing. Gemini rules things of communication. So it's just going to bring a lot of new types of communication over the next 7, 8 years. And Pluto being Aquarius is going to literally, the society is going to flip upside down, like, period. not even in just this country, all around. It could also bring a lot of like activism too. I can see a lot of people coming together, like-minded people, and doing a lot of activist things. People speaking up for other people, people fighting for other people's rights and stuff in that regard too. But Uranus and Gemini is all about like new information being brought to the surface, new inventions being brought up to the surface. And Pluto and Aquarius is kind of like, all right, now this is going to change the world. With the trine there is very supportive. So I don't think this is a bad thing. I think it's just like a supportive factor of like the new age that we're walking into. So it's very interesting, and I'm very intrigued to know what's going to happen mid to end of the month. On the 20th, Jupiter in Leo forms a trine to Neptune in Aries at 4 degrees and also opposes Pluto in Aquarius at 4 degrees at the same time. This is giving delusion. This is giving interesting, because with that Uranus and Gemini trine Pluto in Aquarius a couple of days before, and then Jupiter is coming around the corner and is forming an opposition to Pluto. Jupiter is a lucky planet. It brings opportunities and luck, but it's also very expansive. And when it's being pulled in the opposite direction of Pluto, which rules power and control and society, is kind of like there's this push and pull between like possibly people with a lot of power and power to the people. I think this is also going to bring a lot of like downfalls of a lot of famous people, because Leo rules things of celebrities as well, and fame and people in the spotlight. So over the next year, while Jupiter is in Leo, I definitely do feel like there's going to be a surge of a lot more new famous people coming to the surface and, you know, coming to Hollywood and coming online or like whatever it is. But I also think there's going to be a big downfall as well. And I think this is going to be like the beginning aspects of it with that opposition to Pluto. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of famous people's true colors. And it's just giving you're canceled. It's giving you're canceled and we like this person better. And here they go. And here they are. Next up is da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's going to be a new famous people, I feel like, coming out of the woodworks. With that trine to Neptune though, I definitely feel like it has to do with famous people. I definitely feel like, and I also feel like it's breakup season. Like it's giving breakup season. It's giving like I'm being pulled in one way and my partner's being pulled in another way, and we are just not coming up to a compromise. Or it's giving like being over like a power dynamic and in a relationship as well. And, you know, there's just no compromise happening. Between Leo and Aquarius, they're both fixed signs. They're both very stubborn. And with an opposition there, it's like very hard finding the compromise. And I just feel like it's going to just be broken off. But there is a need to find compromise at the same time. Because with the opposition, it's like you can't always be, if you're leaning one way too hard, you become unbalanced. It's needing to find the balance between the two, and that's why there's such a pull. So definitely also get familiar with where Leo and Aquarius is in your chart, because there's going to be a heavy pull between these two opposite ends of your chart over the next year, especially because the nodes are moving into Leo and Aquarius as well, which I'll touch upon later in this episode. Get familiar with these areas of your life, because you're going to feel like you are at odds between these two areas of your life. And it's needing to find the balance constantly between these two areas over the next year. I don't know, that trine to Neptune, I just feel like it's bringing some type of clarity with things. And this is another reason why I feel like the rose-colored glasses are shattering with famous people, or just like people who you're in a relationship with. I think it's going to be drama, because Leo is drama and Jupiter in Leo is expanding that drama. But because it's the trine to Neptune in retrograde, definitely see a lot of rose-colored glasses shattering and a lot of you're canceled. A lot of cancellations happening. Okay. On the 22nd, the sun moves into Leo. So Leo season starts now. The next day on the 23rd, Mercury finally stations direct in Cancer at 16 degrees. Finally, no more Mercury retrograde. I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be so emotional, so sad, girl. But 23rd, it ends. This does not mean it's over, though. We will start feeling and seeing more clarity But the storyline is not over. So the beginning of the month, we are in the Mercury retrograde period. So definitely remember what was happening at this time. What were the conversations being had? Who did you meet? Who came back into your life? What was happening? Important things that were happening, okay? Now, from the 23rd until the beginning of August, I want to say maybe until like August 6th about, this is the last part of the Mercury retrograde story. Now you're going to start finding clarity about things that came about during the Mercury retrograde, and storylines are going to start making more sense, and you're going to start seeing things more clearly now. Take Mercury retrogrades with a grain of salt. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's just forcing you to rest, reevaluate, and rethink certain things. So then when Mercury stations direct again, you just know how to move better moving forward. And then things start making sense. And you're like, oh, during Mercury retrograde, we can get caught up. And it's like, feel like, oh, fuck, what's happening? What's happening to me? And then it stations direct and it's like, oh, okay, this is why. I was just being dramatic. Especially in Cancer. Are you kidding me? Especially in Cancer. I was just being dramatic. I was just being moody. I was just hangry during that time. I feel better now. Okay. On the same day, the sun in Leo immediately forms a square to Chiron in Taurus at 0 degrees. So you're going to start seeing all these planets that are moving into Leo are going to, start communicating with Chiron and Taurus. This is just another thing that is going to, tap on our subconscious wounds and be like, hello, I want you to work on this. Like what I said, squares is an aspect that is frustrating, but it is a pressure makes diamonds kind of aspect. So it will be tapping on your subconscious mind like, hello. But that's because the universe really wants you to work on these subconscious wounds. And that's why. So it can feel triggering, around the 23rd as well. Things are being brought up that's kind of fucking with you a little bit. But take a deep breath and ask yourself, why are you triggered? On the 25th, Neptune retrograde in Aries makes a harmonious aspect sextile to Pluto in Aquarius. So this is really big as well because two outer planets are communicating with each other for one of the first times ever that we're seeing. So I think because Neptune is retrograde, is rose-colored glasses and the shattering and the downfall of people and celebrities, it's going to continue. All right. It's going to continue and it's going to affect and cause waves and movements through the collectives of people. On the 26th, Saturn stations retrograde in Aries at 14 degrees and will be retrograde until December 10th, 2026. So let's talk a little bit about what happens during a Saturn retrograde. When Saturn is retrograde, we are being served our karma. Fuck around and find out. All right. Saturn is the planet of karma. If you are doing anything during the Saturn retrograde that you just know you shouldn't be doing, or if you're repeating a toxic cycle that you just intuitively you just know like you shouldn't be doing it, oh, well, Saturn show you why you shouldn't be doing it during retrograde while it's retrograde. This is like such a fuck around and find out transit. It's not even funny. All right. So definitely be aware how you're acting during this 5 month time period. This is a time where karma is being served. When Saturn is direct, it's kind of like how are you moving, right? Are you making the right moves? Like I'm throwing you some obstacles here and there. I just really want you to grow. I really want you to mature. I really want you to do better in life. And then Saturn stations retrograde is like, it's almost like it's like God, like reflecting, like, when you're in purgatory and like God is above you and is like, okay, am I going to send you to heaven or hell? Like, let me see how you've been acting, Not even saying that I believe in that or to believe in that. That has nothing to do with astrology. It's just kind of like what I'm thinking of, like what it relates to. Like, I just imagine Saturn being like, all right, how did you act while I was direct? Were you good? All right, I'm gonna give you good karma. Were you not? All right, here's your karma served on a silver platter. And this isn't just bad. Like, it can be good karma too. But you're going to be served your karma. And a lot of the times it can be from past lives too. You don't even know. But your karma will be served. And if you're doing something during a Saturn retrograde that you shouldn't be, your karma is going to be served like 10 times faster. Take my word for it. I've seen it time and time again. On the same day as well, the North Node enters Aquarius while the South Node enters Leo. This is so interesting. Like, just the timing of it just seems very much like, it just seems very karmic to me. Like, there's a lot of like karmic things happening and moving. The North Node will be in Aquarius until March 26th, 2028. So that means that the eclipse cycle is now fully tuned and immersed in Aquarius and Leo. Like what I said, get familiar with the Aquarius Leo area of your birth chart, because it's going to bring extreme changes in this area, to this area of your life, because the North Node is a point that represents our highest purpose, our life's destiny. And it really wants us to focus on this area that Aquarius rules in your chart. The universe really wants you to focus on this for the next year and a half. Whatever it is, get familiar with it, get comfortable with it, and indulge in it. Okay? The North Node in Aquarius the North Node in Pisces is very much spiritual health, focusing on our spiritual health regimes. It brought a lot of like spiritual delusion as well, but it also brought a lot of like people leaning on their faith and that being healing because of that. It brought a lot of healing through compassion, but it also brought a lot of delusion. It brought a lot of healing, our spiritual. And then with the North Node moving into Aquarius, it's kind of like, now it's time to focus on the collective and heal the collective. It's going to feel hard because a lot of us are going to feel like we want to move very selfishly, but the universe really wants us to move collectively over the next year and a half. So I think a lot of collective things are going to start coming about, like doing things as friend groups, as groups of people, of living with multiple people and having multiple roommates and raising kids together and buying compounds and supporting local businesses and supporting your community and stuff like that. And I think people who are going to start getting famous are people that are doing things as a group, and people who aren't like your quote unquote typical celebrity. Like, I think influencer and celebrity culture is dying. People are more interested in real life shit, which is North Node in Aquarius. So I think that's going to be a big thing. On the 27th, the Sun in Leo opposes Pluto in Aquarius and also trines Neptune in Aries as well. So kind of similar to what Jupiter just did a week prior. Yeah, this is just bringing a lot of power dynamics into play. Like, definitely be careful at the end of the month who you're associating with. But I feel like rose-colored glasses are going to be more shattered than they are being worn. Definitely use your intuition. But I feel like there's going to be some type of unfair power dynamic that you're in or that you're feeling. And the rose-colored glasses at the end of the month are going to shatter surrounding it. And it's going to be like, I don't fuck with this no more. Like, you know what? I actually don't need this. On the 29th is the full moon in Aquarius at 6 degrees. There is a lot that's happening that day. All right. Full moons are a culmination of events. So think of what was happening 6 months prior during the new moon in Aquarius. So think of what was happening on and surrounding February 17th, 2026, because that's when the new moon in Aquarius was. And it was actually a new moon solar eclipse. Oh, fuck. This changes things. Okay, so this full moon is tied to a new moon solar eclipse. Oh, the end of the month is going to be insane, I feel like. Okay, so being that this full moon is tied to a solar eclipse, the new moon that happened 6 months prior is a new moon on steroids. So whatever was started around that time, very karmic, very fated, very life-changing. Even if you didn't see it or notice it at the time, you're going to notice it now, because these are when things start to come into fruition. These are when things start to blossom and bloom and start making sense during the full moon. That happened 6 months later. Although this isn't an eclipse, this is still tied to an eclipse. And there's still a lot that's happening underneath this full moon that I feel like was already dramatic. And now it's validating the amount of drama that it has as well. Full moons also illuminate too. So whatever's illuminated under this full moon as well, I think is going to be extremely life-changing. The sun is touching Jupiter in Leo at 6 degrees. Exactly. This is expanding. It's also bringing luck too, which is really nice. Really bringing luck and opportunities. Very fated. Is making a trine to Uranus in Gemini. A sextile to Neptune retrograde in Aries. And it's also, the moon is conjunct Pluto in Aquarius at 4 degrees. That's so close. That's so transformative. That's life-changing. On the same day, Venus in Virgo squares Mars in Gemini as well, which is a little bit contradicting. This brings like relationship problems, could bring like a relationship arguments, breakups, separations, but a lot of like not seeing eye to eye. But I think this is because it's a full moon, you know, emotions are heightened, things are heightened, like people are just being dramatic. The sun is touching fucking Jupiter. That's dramatic as well. This is, you know, Jupiter and Leo is going to be all about the drama. All right. Whether it's funny or it's not, it's just so dramatic. It's like those soccer players when they fall and then like they act like they broke their knee, but then they get up 2 seconds later and they're running. Like, you're dramatic for that. You know, like that's what Jupiter and Leo brings to me. I can't get over the conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. This just shows like extreme transformational change to the collective, but on a personal level as well. Yeah, I'm just very curious to know what's going to happen at the end of the month. Definitely keep note. I think it's going to be life-changing. I think a lot of people, there's going to be some type of life-changing, unexpected event that's going to change a lot of people's lives, especially if you have early degrees of the fixed signs. So like anything, especially from like 2 to 8 to 10 degrees of Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, keep note. I think that's all that I have for you guys for this month of July horoscope. Like always, let me know what you guys thought about this. Keep me updated with anything that happens to you guys. I love, listen, I'm an observant person. Okay, I love knowing the tea of what's happening and to see if any of these aspects, like how they come into fruition for you guys. I'd love to know, so spill it, okay? But like always, I am very grateful for everyone who listens or watches, and I will see you guys in the next video.